After the death of the greatest of women, Fatima Zahra alayhi salam, Imam Ali is pondering upon the events that happened. And he's wondering to himself how things could have gone differently if only the Holy Prophet had not told him, be patient when these afflictions touch you. Because as we know, this is Imam Ali, the striker of Marhab, the conqueror of Khaybar, the one who faced thousands at Hunayn. And yet because the Holy Prophet told him to be patient, he kept his hands by his side when they entered his house and attacked his wife, when they beat Fatima Zahra, when they broke her rib. And he's pondering on all these things when the time comes for her burial. And he says, if only I were not handcuffed by the Prophet's words, if only patience did not become my biggest enemy. If only I was battling marhab with the Prophet watching me. If only I were not in chains with my burning house taunting me. If only revelation descended like it once did to my house. If only evelation were not so burdensome and weighty. If only so many trials came. If only not so many trials came with being named Ali. I faced 10,000 at Hunayn, but I wish that I couldn't face today. If only Allah wanted me to be the Ali of Badr only, where I'd tear the battle in two, killing half of them easily. If only the house of Allah had kept me within its axis, when no axis could break it open. Before my mother it gave way. But here we are. Muhammad is gone and Islam has begun. I cradle Islam in my hands like a child in its infancy. The Prophet's anger is fueled and I see his grave shaking, and I become the shuddering door of Muhammad's shaking city. If only my great Lord revealed the second Surah At-Tawbah and told me, kill them wherever you find them, the men of idolatry. I'd become a lion again in battle, only without Ahmed, meaning it would be war, but without Allah's mercy. If only my Dhul-Fiqar came alive and said Bismillah, and the same way men feast, I would feast on my enemy. The enemy in me I'd defeat as I'd feast on their flesh, defending Zahra and belief in Allah. The same thing really. I'd become a dragon and Arabia would be in awe, and I'd take back my kingdom for the orphan, the poor and the needy. I'd become a lion defending its woman and its pride, except that its woman with the planets of the sky, she does tasbih. I'd leave my house to the sound of those who I've killed cheering my name. I'd leave my house to the sound of those who I've killed cheering my name. I'd unsheathe my sword and hear Allah himself cry, Ya Ali. I'd come back bathed in their blood with not a cut on my body, and that's the only time anything najis could ever touch me. If only men were good and loved Allah and loved beauty and wanted goodness for this world, not tragedy after tragedy. If only men did not want to see orphans cry and widows lonely. I do not want the caliphate, but I do want to kill poverty. I do not want power, but I do want to see all men fed. I do not want a throne, I want a mountain of bread I can give away. I am the justice of Allah manifested on this earth. It's because of me that the planets rotate and worship divinity. I am the secret of this world, and its secrets sleep deep in my chest. Jibreel descends and has meetings with me secretly. What overflows within me sprinkles in other men. It's because of me. What overflows within me sprinkles in other men. If only men understood and did not throw their heaven away. If only my house was not set alight with Zahra behind the door. If only my house was not set alight with Zahra behind the door. If only he did not push the door and break the rib of my lady. If only she did not cry out, Ya Fidda, and instead she cried out, Ya Ali. If only Muhsin did not need to ask, for what sin was I guilty? If only my children did not have to watch their mother in pain. If only they did not have to see her cheek slap so tragically. If only they did not know what it feels like to be orphaned. If only they did not grow in a house so dark and lonely. But I can't keep saying if only. I can't keep thinking what if. Men shouldn't dwell on things that might have happened in different ways. Knowing Allah is watching is the only way I can march on. If I can lift the door of Khaybar, I can get through this surely. So I uncradle myself and I get up from the corner. I uncradle myself and I get up from the corner. I was there because I had felt my wife's rib when washing her body. I was there because I had felt my wife's rib when washing her body. I wipe my tears and carry on with a broken heart like broken bone, and I wait for Fatima to be avenged by my grandson, the Mahdi. And I wait for Fatima to be avenged by my grandson, the Mahdi. Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat.